이 모든 것은 나를 위한가?
Right. Hello buddy, my name's Trickster here, and today we're back with a brand new video where we are back with more Dead by Daylight, and we are here for the new chapter release of All Kill Comeback. The first time BHVR have ever done like a chapter 2 sort of thing for their original chapter. So basically they did a part 2 chapter to Resident Evil, that was the first one. Then they did a part 2 chapter to Stranger Things, and now they've done a part 2 chapter to All Kill, and yeah, that's what it's going to be today. So I'm going to be playing as the new Survivor, I'm going to be playing as the new Trickster, I'm going to be playing with the new Trickster skin Mina. I'm going to play as Lee Yoon-jin. They changed the name wording because that's how it would be said in Korean, so I'll get used to saying it like that. Lee Yoon-jin or Yoon-jin Lee. So we're going to be playing as that today. We're going to be, new Trickster. Right, there's a few things I want to start by saying first with this new chapter, and that is obviously going over the patch notes. The patch notes, the new Survivor perks I think are fine. Flow State and A Place for Us I think are fine perks. I don't think there's anything really wrong with them. I did see some stuff about Elusive. Elusive is basically the new status effect. It's basically the undetectable but for survivors. I think it's a good status effect. I'm surprised there wasn't one like that added sooner. But I've seen a lot of people saying that Elusive is going to start be using for the ratting playstyle of survivors, which is a very annoying playstyle. And loads of perks. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Off the Record gets the Elusive status effect, and more perks get updated with Elusive to be added onto their effects. Like some of the Rick Grimes and Michonne perks. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if those teamwork perks, and then Rick Grimes is Come and Get Me. I think that's the name for it. Gets the Elusive status effect. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Elusive gets shoved onto Off the Record as well, and other perks like that. And I've seen some people say how they worry that Elusive is going to feed into the ratting playstyle, and yes, I do definitely see that happening. With more there's 3 Elusive perks now in the game. A reworked Lee Yoon-jin perk, and obviously this one, and then we have the 11 one from Stranger Things. With more of those perks being added into the game, I can definitely see it feeding into like the ratting play style that loads of survivors have, and it is a very annoying play style because you're just running around for ages, and if you don't have all reading won't even work against this, so it won't even matter like if you have nowhere to hide, because they can be crouched in a corner somewhere with the new 11's perk, not awakened awareness, extrasensory perception or whatever it was called. I think that was it. I can definitely see people start using this like 100% to start like promoting the ratting playstyle more, which is such an annoying playstyle. I've come close to losing matches because survivors start ratting as soon as like half of the team is on death hook. People just start ratting, so I'll approach a gen, they'll just be like gone and hiding out somewhere. I'll kick the gen, roam around, and just can't find them. I check lockers and everything, still can't find them, and then it's like there's no point because there's other gems probably being blasted out right now. So I can definitely see that being maybe an issue with the Elusive, but I think for now it's fine. Obviously they'll have to see what goes on with it, and hopefully they make balance adjusted, because compared to undetectable, Elusive might become an issue. But 5 moves ahead as well, I think 5 moves ahead, I would personally rework this, because it's literally power crept. It's literally the power crept version of Windows of Opportunity plus a finesse effect. I think finesse is a fine perk. I think Windows of Opportunity could definitely use with a nerf. There's many reasons why, and I'm just going to say this now. I was going to say this anyway, but I do plan on making a 3rd channel video where I go through and talk about all the changes I want to see the Dead by Daylight. Like I want to do like basically I want to do like a DBD wish list where I go through all the changes that I personally would want to see come to Dead by Daylight that I think would just make the game so much better, because I'm not going to lie, it has been kind of miserable lately. You've probably seen in the Springtrap video and stuff, it's been kind of miserable lately, just play killer. I do have some fun here and there, but other than that, it's not been good. It's not been good recently. I will admit some of the updates they have done, like this update and the Strange Things update, I think were good updates. There's definitely some worse stuff in this, but yeah, this entire perk just promotes the pre-running play style, and I do think if it was just while you're healthy instead of in the killer's terror radius, and then you remove the auras of the 5 closest pallets and windows, and it was just while you're healthy, similar to Finesse, you drop a pallet, you move 50% earlier and stuff, and then keep the cooldown the same. I feel like that would be better, because when people are injured and they can still use the perk. I will admit it definitely just helped with like Pyramid Head and moving out of the way of projectiles quicker as well when people drop pallets. But yeah, I don't think this is a good perk. It's not good as in it's bad, but I think it kind of promotes a play style which is kind of frustrating to go against. As for the quick things, Trickster's movement speed, blade count and terror radius, revert all of these. Please revert Trickster's movement speed, blade count and terror radius. Please revert it. It feels awful to play with this. Everything else that you've done to Trickster literally doesn't matter. Even the buffed blade movement speed, which got increased from what it was in PTB, the rest of just those 3 changes at the top of the base kit are terrible. Everything else gets completely disregarded by Trickster being 4.4, and I would not mind the larger terror radius, just to having 4.6 again. And even with the decreased blade count, it does not feel good at all to have this. So please revert all those changes there. As for everything else, I guess the blade throw movement speed being increased was good. I wish the movement speeds on like the consecutive blade throws was increased. Like 3.53, that should have been 3.68, and then that one could have been 3.40, and then you should have just kept it. And then you should have just kept it 8 and 16, like that. It didn't hurt anything. And then blade throw, I guess the increased blade throw kind of makes sense. Kind of helps, but I don't notice this at all. I have not noticed a difference with the increased throw speed or throw rate. I do not notice a difference at all from when I've played yesterday, because the update released yesterday as I'm recording this. As for the stuff, laceration, revert the decay. 15 seconds is good. I don't mind if the laceration stack decay time goes back to 3 seconds. Just increase that to 15 and then we're good. But the actual how many times you have to hit them with a blade went down to 6. That's really good. I like that. And then it being counted in whole numbers I think is better. Everything else about the rework or update, they didn't call it a rework, but it's, you know, whatever. I think everything else about it is good. I think it's good. I think it's a good update. Besides from those changes I've just mentioned about Trickster and 5 moves ahead and play, and like, you know, about the elusive, I think that's good. I do like that about the update. The add-ons as well I like. The only one that I'm a bit disappointed as is that they changed cut through single. It used to give you haste per style rank up to 5% when you reach S rank. Don't know why they felt the need to change this. It would have been Trickster's most used add-on, but like there was no need to change that. The first is okay. Forged Death Certificate got a big buff, by the way. That's going to be used more now. Rabbit Remains kind of got nerfed, so it's alright though. It's still good, I guess, but yeah. Pizza Goggles got a weird change as well. That's not going to be used. Chest Piece is pretty good now. That's pretty good. Yeah, the first changes were good. Like Vecna Strange Things changes were alright. Ghoul actually feels a lot better. I'm gonna admit something. I think Ghoul's A-. He is not A. When he first released, He was around S tier, maybe top of A+, pushing into S tier. After the nerfs he's been getting, I do think he is down. I don't think he's definitely not A+ anymore. I would say he's A-. I would say he's like close to the bottom of A-. If you want to argue, you can put him in B tier. I do not think he's A+ at all. I think all I want them to do with, there's so many changes I want them to do with Ghoul, which can make him. The only thing people hate about him, which does get addressed in this patch, is the revolts and obviously the stickiness of the Kaguni leap. So it actually doesn't feel like an auto aim anymore, which I think is really good, which also kind of gives Ghoul a little bit of a buff, because there would be some times where you'd grab the survivor when you didn't mean to. So I think that's really good. And I think revolts as well, they kind of address that as well, and I think that's I kind of like both of these updates, but yeah, I really want the range to go back up to 16 meters for how far you can fire the Kaguni leap. And I want some stuff that's really all I want on Ghoul, really. There is a few other things on Ghoul that I would like, but I would not say Ghoul's A+. For to be honest, I can talk about all those changes in that 1/3 channel video, which is kind of in the works, or kind of in the works now, kind of. Now that after this chapter, we only have like one mid chapter, which is just for basic balance adjustments, and then we have the 10-year anniversary. That's going to be a perfect time for me to make that video and a few other Dead by Daylight videos as well. Other than that, Ghoul, kind of like killer action updates. I do like. They haven't nerfed Spirit Fury. I do like the simplified perk descriptions. I do like these killer action updates. I do like these. Fog Vials, I think this was a good update as well. Survivor perks, everything else is fine. There's self-preservation, that's the reworked perk I was talking about from Lee Yunjin. Fast track though, revert that. That is going to be awful. When people start, which I already get it now, people running hyper-focused stakeout every single match. With people running this every single match, plus those two, plus Deja Vu, plus Commodious Toolbox, BMP, whatever, this is going to be awful to play against. This is going to be awful to play against. People kept saying, don't do this. Same with some of the Trickster changes they did. People wanted to go back to 4.6 and they didn't do that and stuff. And people wanted fast track reverted. This is awful. When paired with other stuff, this can be awful to play against. I know people make it out to be it's not a big deal, but this is a big deal. If generators already don't fly enough, this is going to make generators, or this is just going to make it so awful to play against. I haven't seen many of them now. I haven't seen many of them since yesterday, but I bet you when the chapter first released, which was yesterday, I bet you when I go and record the gameplay today for this video, which will be without microphone, just makes it easier. I'm going to bet you I'm going to start seeing these everywhere with hyperfocus, stakeout, and everything else in between. It's going to be so awful to play against this. It's going to be terrible to play against this. So I'm calling it right now. It's going to be so awful to play against this. Please, behaviour, I doubt you're watching this, revert this. Revert this now. This is awful. But yeah, Unbreakable just got its synergy removed with plot twist, so that's okay. As for killer perk updates, force hesitation, genetic limits, Pogo's the Weasel got a buff, which I'm very happy with. I didn't actually realise it was a buff. I thought it was a nerf, but no, it's a buff. It may not say 20%, but that is 20%, by the way. It is a buff. Hex crowd control rework. My voice is going. But yeah, Hex crowd control. I like this. I really hope they start doing this with hexes, where they're not just active at the start of the trial, because it means that they won't get, they won't just disappear straight away. So I really hope they do this to more hex totems, so they don't just go instantly when you haven't even gotten value out of them yet. So I really hope they do this to more. But hex crowd control, I think, is okay. I like this. Put descriptions. Aura customization. I like the aura customization. I think that's really good. I've changed my auras around and I think they're pretty decent as well. Prestige systems, you may be able to tell P100 Springtrap badge there. I of course had to rock that. But yeah, PSG rewards really good. As for everything else, there is one more that we have to talk about. Wesker. Wesker got gutted in the PTB. Now they have fixed some of the stuff here, like the rebounds and stuff like that, but there are some other things like Sky Wesker and Flicks which can't be possible. They did say that in the upcoming bug fix patches, which always happen like a week after, like there's always like at least 2 a week after, you know, this happens. So next week on Tuesday there'll probably be another bug fix patch. Apparently they're going to keep fixing Wesker. I did play him a little bit yesterday and he does feel a little bit the same. Obviously I can't hit crazy text consistently, but I can hit hug text consistently a little bit. He does feel the same and doesn't feel like he's been touched, but obviously higher tier Weskers that can hit the crazy text, but those higher tier Weskers that can hit the crazy text, obviously they feel the changes more. So he's going to get changes. I don't know what's happening with him. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else to talk about with them. I think that's it, aside from changes. I know that was long, but I just wanted to give my thoughts on all the changes. There are bug fix patches up and coming, which could make small adjustments like reverting fast track. Please revert fast track. And also, like, yeah, reverting fast track. Hopefully increasing Trickster's movement speed and blade count in their bug fix patches. Or they save that for the upcoming, like, mid-chapter before year 10. I don't know what they're going to do with that. But yeah, other than that, I think this chapter is really good. They've been kind of knocking out the park recently with 2026 chapters, with Stranger Things and stuff. Like 2025 was such an awful year for this game. Like around the FNAF and Walking Dead chapter, there were so many things going on which were so wrong. But 2026, they're currently hitting it out the park. I hope they continue to do this, where they keep, like hitting it out the park. They keep doing good updates and they keep listening to the community. Behaviour, please actually listen. You clearly didn't listen to the fast track changes. You kind of listened to the Trickster movement speed and blade count, kind of, with the throw movement speed. But yeah, please make 2026 a good year and actually get your head in the game and realise that this game is turning 10 years old, yet it still plays and has the balancing team of an indie dev, and it feels like it should have released back in like pre-2020. So please, Behaviour, keep knocking out the part of 2026 and just bring Dead by Daylight up to a good standard, please. But yeah, as for that, I just want to give my thoughts on the PTB and everything. Like I said, I do have a third channel video that I am currently working on, which will talk about all the changes I want to see the Dead by Daylight come to the future, whether it be quality of life, killer changes, perk changes, base kit changes for Survivor Killer, changes to generators as well. It's going to be a whole video. That video is going to be like, I want to say at least an hour and a half long. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to do the gameplay. So we're going to be playing as Trickster, we're going to be playing as Mina, the new Trickster legendary skin. I really love the new lore, by the way, for like the new survivor Kwon Tae-Young, and we're going to be playing as him. We're going to be playing as Yunjin Lee, even though she didn't get any changes. I just want to play as her, you know, because it's the all kill comeback chapter. And yeah, I really hope Behaviour keeps doing this with other killers, because I know some killers like Blight, Twins, Houndmaster, Krasu, give them maps, update them to make them better, nerf Blight nerf Blight while you're at it, so then he can stop bottlenecking the game for everyone else. Just keep doing these comeback chapters for original chapters, and then give us chapter 2s to the licenses like FNAF, for example. But yeah, anyway guys, that's kind of me done yapping. Just to summarise it, there is a third channel video coming out. I know I said this a lot, but there is a third channel video coming out where I will talk about all the future changes I want for Dead by Daylight. I think this update's quite good. There are a few changes I want though. And yeah, I think without further ado, I think I've gone over everything I wanted to. So yeah, I guess without further ado, we'll hop on to the matches. There'll be Trickster, Mina, Kwon Tae-Young, Lee Yun-jin, and yeah, I will see you all after. See ya after the clips.
그들은 죽음의 노래를 울부짖을 것이다. 나의 즐거움이 될 거야. 그래 이거야. 때가 됐어. 좋아. 네. 넌 갈고리에 걸릴 운명이야. 그래, 이거야. 네 존재의 의미는 오직 고통뿐이야. 넌 갈고리에 걸릴 운명이야. 볼륨을 더 높여. 갈고리에 걸릴 운명이야. 죽어라, 멍청한 놈아. 감사합니다.
데뷔 순간이 왔어. 오! 이건 오직 널 위해 준비한 거야. 이게 끝이야. 나중에 보자. 날 숭배. 자리 잡아. 날개로 와. 여기서 기다려봐. 이거나 먹어라. 마음을 쏙 들여. 감사합니다. 날 숭배. 날 사랑하게 만들겠어.
할 수 있는 건 단 하나뿐이군.
Right guys, that is it with today's video on the new Dead by Daylight update all kill comeback. So that should have been a good few rounds, or it'll probably just be one round of me playing as Trickster. Obviously the new survivor, Kwon Tae-Young, Lee Yun-jin, and Mina, the new skin for Trickster. Now this update all around, it could have been great, but there's just a few things about this update that it could have needed, or it could have done differently, like Trickster's movement speed and blade count not needing a nerf at all. I don't think everything else compensates for the fact that he's 4.4, and also the rework to fast track, which I'm hoping that gets reverted. I'm hoping that gets reverted in the upcoming bug fix patches, which should be next week as I'm recording this. But this chapter could have been perfect if they just didn't do those changes, and maybe some of the Wesker changes as well. There was some weird changes they did this patch, but yeah, other than that, that is about it for today's video. Another thing is that as I record this, it is 2 days after the chapter release, and they and Behaviour are doing a community live stream in 7 minutes, or should be, where they go over the new Grimoire stuff and everything like that. And I just want to talk about the Grimoire update. The 2 Mori option for the votes look dope. That looks sick. The XR realm, what that looks like and everything, that looks quite cool. But the perks is something I've always been interested with for the Grimoire vote, and we actually got told what the perk name is and kind of what its effect is. Now, the killer perks all look quite nice. I actually forgot what they are. There's a totem one which isn't a hex. There's a totem perk which isn't a hex that gives you haste while in chase or something like that. Then there was another one that had to do with the reading obsessions aura. I think that was on the same vote. Then the second perk, there was 2 hexes, one that increases exhaustion, one that decreases hastes. That one that decreased the haste of the survivors. They were 2 hexes, and then there was another one after that. I forgot what it was exactly. I might be able to find a quick post about the votes, honestly. If I look real quick, I might be able to find a quick post about it. Well, I can't find a quick post about it, but yeah, I forgot the 2 other killer perks were. Actually, I think one was that generators regress faster the more completed they are, and then I forgot what the other one was after that. But it sounded pretty useless, or it sounded good, I can't remember. But then, right, we move on to the survivor perks. Now, the survivor perks are interesting because most of them sounded fine, but most of them did sound a bit OP, and that's where I kind of have an issue. For years now, before Artist's release, killers were given good perks, basically one after another. There was Hex Undying, Hex Blood Favor with Blight, there was Eruption with Nemesis. Obviously Artist and Cenobite gave us good perks. Before that, we had some decent, good quality of life perks, like that you could throw on killers, like Brutal, Bamboozle, that can make chases easier. We had Pop. We had a few other perks from the killers which have been buffed, like Thrilling Tremors from Ghostface and I'm All Ears, which are pretty decent perks now. But the thing is, after that, killers kept getting like the short end of the stick, where the perks after that, besides from maybe Onryo and like a few perks here and there that can be used, the majority of them suck, and most of them need buffing or reworking to be made good again. And that's one of the main issues I've had for a while, up until obviously Strange Things Vecna's release, where we had 3 incredible good perks, where we haven't had that since Artist and Onryo, aka Sadako, since all the way back around 2022 time. So it was kind of a nice, good, like, kind of like a nice, fresh, like breath of fresh air for killer perks. But since then, survivors have been getting strong perks like Overcome, Finesse, Dramaturgy and Plot Twist. Loads of perks that were in meta, like made for this, which are kind of still in meta when paired with other perks which have been meta since the game's existence, like Dead Hard. And obviously gen perks like the reworked fast track and stuff coming to the game for ages. And there's a lot of aspects, and obviously I did mention that third channel video that I do plan on making at some point, where I do plan on going over, you know, different things to do with, I do plan on going over different things with Dead by Daylight in that third channel video, where I do talk about what changes I like to see, some things that will be indirect nerfs to stuff like Decisive Strike and Dead Hard, because even though they got nerfed in the past and they are in better spots than what they were on their releases and future updates after that, there's still some stuff that could be done to them, and some stuff like added, like extra conspicuous actions, and adding conspicuous actions to some perks like Deliverance and Plot Twist. I'll talk more about that in that third channel video when that releases. But just adding more stuff like that can balance out some of these things in the game that people probably have never thought of, which will make the game more fair. Which means if these perks were revealed now, with those changes that I have in mind that I'd love to see come to Dead by Daylight, that would hopefully push the game into more of a balanced state where Survivor, because you can't like not admit it anymore, this game is just flat out Survivor sided. It no longer goes solo queue, killer, swift. It's purely killer and then Survivor's better. There's no way around it. That's just what it is. Unless you play like Blight or Nurse, or, you know, top 5 killers, whatever that might be, or just Blight, which is probably the only killer in the game that can comfortably get 12 hooks a match. Even then, some of the top Blight mains like Lilith Omen, I've seen him run full meta builds and everything, and he still struggles on these future patches to win or to like get 4Ks, 3Ks, whatever at reasonable gen speeds. Even if the survivors were playing quite poorly, he always ends his matches around like 2 to 1 gens remaining. And even so, Survivor's just been getting mega buffs recently, like the quality of life, palette density and stuff like that. So that's why I was all back a bit. That's why when I saw the perk options for this Survivor, and that's why I was always curious about what the perk options for this Survivor would be, and looking at them, there was some really busted stuff in here. If those perks that I do plan on mentioning in the third channel video and stuff, if all those different aspects were nerfed about some perks in the game and some aspects about Survivor, then maybe I would be okay with a few of these. And obviously, right, we don't know numbers, and as I record this right now, because it spent me ages trying to find a picture about the new thing, the live event has the live stream for Dead by Daylight has started since, you know, since I tried to find those things and I couldn't find them. Like the images for the perks and the Mori and stuff. The live stream has started, and maybe they'll give us more info on what the perks actually do. And obviously we need to wait for numbers, but knowing behaviour, these numbers are going to be busted. Like that Boon perk, for example, a Boon perk which makes it so any generator within its radius, and this is what we can only assume, any generator within the Boon's radius will have permanent unregressible progress to it. Now, whether that be like the rework fast track where charges get taken off it, or, you know, that when you work on that generator the progress bar goes up, and then when you leave it, the Boon will make sure the progress stays there. Even if the kicks it'll only lose like 5% maybe, but it won't regress until like the killer snuffs the Boon out and stuff, where it probably will start regressing after that. But we had some really, like the longer pallet stun, that kind of awards skillful play, whatever you call skillful play on Survivor, which there are some skillful plays on Survivor, we'll admit that, but most of the skillful stuff on Survivor is just abusing exploits. That can be a whole discussion by itself that I am saving for the third channel video. There's a lot of stuff going to be talked about in that third channel video about Dead by Daylight. You can go, but like the longer stun, there's a few other perks as well, like increasing, like what was one, like giving permanent haste increases to survivors or something. I forgot what it was. But you know, maybe I'll look at this new. Obviously, editing me would have already seen this live stream that's currently happening, which I need to go catch up on. I'll probably wait till after it's done, then go rewatch it and see what they talked about in there. And then I'll probably like throw up on the screen what, like, if they do talk about like numbers, like what the number of the perks are, like the number balancing and all that. I'll probably throw that up on screen, see which perks are like OP or not, and then that might decide if I actually, you know, think. I mean, to be honest, that Boon perk just sounds OP, and considering Boons are just repeat, you can just instantly keep putting them back up, and they can be abused like hell. I'm not looking forward to it. So yeah, there's just like I would be okay with those perks if just the survivor role in general wasn't just so overpowered. I would be fine with some of those OP perks. Maybe not the Boon one, but like the longer stun. Maybe I would have been fine with it. And then for the fact that Dead Hard is still the way it is, Decisive Strike is still the way it is. I mean, Decisive Strike could probably stay the same, just add more conspicuous actions. Like, I'm going to talk about it now, Plot Twist and Deliverance. Make it so when you use them, when you use Plot Twist, when you use Deliverance, it counts as a conspicuous action. So it isn't just, you know, you go down on the floor, there's nothing the killer can do. You either get off for free and just run off somewhere, which means the killer has to catch up and stuff and, you know, re-get the down and everything, which can waste some time. Or you just get a free health state without no survivor having to go heal you themselves. It can be like a complete... like that will be something that would balance the perk out a bit more, where it's more risk reward. Like take Deliverance, the survivor can literally just wait until the killer's quite far away but not really far away, to then just hop off the hook with Deliverance, Decisive Strike, base kit, borrowed time, and the endurance and haste, and they're basically just invincible until obviously they run out and stuff, and by the time Decisive Strike runs out, their brokens run out, and then they can just heal themselves back up. So just things like that, and just making like lockers conspicuous actions, because there have been many times where survivors just hopped in a locker and there's nothing I can do. I just let them get away, or I just eat the Decisive Strike, which 9 times out of 10 will be worse for me. It'd be better if I leave them, but they could have like inner strength or something and get a free health state, and it's just things like that would make things more balanced in the game, and it wouldn't make me so opposed to adding some of these really cool sounding but really OP survivor perks. And that's just how I feel about it. So to be honest, I'm glad they released the Grimoire now as I'm recording the outro for this video, because I get to talk about it. But yeah, anyway guys, that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. We checked out the new All Kill Combat chapter, and the next Dead by Daylight video you see will probably be the 10-year anniversary. There's meant to be a mid-chapter in between this chapter and the 10-year anniversary chapter, which is rumoured to be Jason Voorhees, by the way. I probably won't do a video on the mid-chapter, but 10-year anniversary chapter, 100% I'll do a video on. 100% I'll do a video on that. But yeah, that third channel video will be coming out hopefully in between this and obviously that. There's a few other videos I want to get. There is one more third channel video that I want to get done before the 10-year anniversary. But yeah, other than that guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.